The serpent who failed to become a dragon. Imugi. Imugi, 1,000 years of waiting, one moment of fate. The most tragic being in Korean mythology. Imagine waiting for 1,000 years for a single chance. One moment, one gift from the heavens. And then imagine watching that chance slip away forever. This is not a story of a dragon. This is the story of the one that never became one. Chapter 1. The Law of Heaven. In ancient Korea, the heavens had a law. A serpent. Not just any serpent. A creature born with a burning soul could become a dragon, but not easily. Never easily. It had to live 1,000 years. 1,000 years of enduring cold winters alone beneath black water, of swallowing its own hunger, of praying to a sky it had never touched. And after 1,000 years, the sky would judge it. If a Yuiju, a sacred dragon orb, fell to it from the heavens, and if a human witnessed the transformation and did not scream in terror, it would ascend. It would become a dragon, a god of water and sky. But if a single human cried out in fear, if one voice shattered the silence of that sacred moment, the serpent would fall. Back into the water, back into the dark. This creature, this serpent that waits, was called the Imugi. And there was one who had been waiting far, far too long. Chapter 2. The Mountain Lake of Wolseong. Deep in the mountains of Wolseong, there was a lake that the villagers never visited after dark. The elders called it Hoikdam, the Black Pool. They said the water had no bottom. They said on certain nights you could see something enormous moving just beneath the surface, a shadow longer than 10 men lying end to end. The children were warned, do not go near Hoikdam, do not throw stones into it, and above all, never look into its eyes. Its name was Cheongsa, the Blue Serpent. It had lived in that lake for 999 years, 1 year away from its transformation, 1 year away from finally touching the clouds it had watched for a millennium. That year, a girl came to the mountain. Her name was Wolwa, and she would change everything. Director's note. Use slow underwater camera movement. Silhouette of enormous serpent, never fully visible. Chapter 3. The girl who fell into the dark. Wolfa was 17 years old and running for her life. She had been accused falsely of stealing from the village headman. In those days, an accusation was enough. The mob carried torches. They were not interested in the truth. She ran into the forest, deeper, higher, until the ground disappeared beneath her feet and she plunged into ice-cold water. The Black Pool. Hoikdam. Splash. Silence. Then stillness underwater. She sank. She could not swim. The cold seized her lungs like iron hands, and in the darkness below, she saw it. 2 eyes, golden and enormous, rising slowly toward her. She should have screamed. Any person would have screamed, but Wolwa was too cold to be afraid. Something lifted her, vast and smooth, and impossibly gentle, and carried her to the surface. She was laid on the mossy bank like a sleeping child. When she opened her eyes, the lake was still, but she knew. Something enormous had just saved her life. She did not run. She whispered, "Thank you." Chapter 4. The Bond That Cannot Be Named. After that night, Wolwa came back. Every evening, just before sunset, she would sit at the edge of Hoikdam and speak. She talked about the village, about the headman's cruelty, about her dead mother, and the little brother she was trying to feed. She talked until the stars came out, and sometimes, if she looked carefully, she could see the surface of the lake ripple, as if something below was listening. One night, a voice came from the water, not loud, not frightening, like the sound of a river in winter, deep and slow, and very, very old. "You are not afraid of me?" She thought about it. Shouldn't I be? Every human who has ever seen me has run, or fainted, or thrown stones. Wolwa said, "You saved my life. I don't throw stones at things that saved my life. This was Cheongsa.
And for the first time in 999 years, it was not alone.
Chapter 5. A night the sky opened. On the last night of Cheongsa's 1000th year, the heavens moved. The stars rearranged themselves. Lightning struck the mountain peak without touching it, and from the clouds, slowly, descending on a thread of golden light, came the Ijuju, the dragon orb, the one thing that could transform a 1000-year wait into wings. Cheongsa rose from the lake. Its body was enormous, a mountain of blue scales that shimmered between silver and black. The water fell from it like rain. Its eyes burned gold. Wolhe stood at the bank. She had come that night because Cheongsa had asked her to. Whatever happens, it had said, do not look away, and please, do not be afraid. She watched. The orb descended. Cheongsa opened its mouth, a gesture not of violence, but of prayer, and the light rushed toward it. The villagers had followed Wolhe. The headman had sent men to find the girl accused of theft, and they had tracked her here, to the edge of Huikdam. And they had arrived at exactly the wrong moment. Director's note. The torch arrival should be sudden. Cut the music dead, only silence and fire. Chapter 6. One scream. The villagers saw it. An enormous serpent, rising from the water, jaws open toward a ball of divine light, eyes blazing gold as the sun, and they screamed. Not one voice, not two. A dozen voices split the night open like an axe. Monster! Demon! Run! The Ijuju, that fragile, sacred, 1000-year promised gift, shattered the moment it met human terror. It did not fall to Cheongsa. It dissolved back into the clouds, like smoke. Cheongsa did not move. It stayed there, above the water, enormous and still, watching the orb disappear. Wolhe stood between the serpent and the crowd. She was not screaming. She was shaking not in fear, but in grief. No, she whispered. No, no, no. A man threw a stone. It struck Cheongsa's face, then another. The serpent did not react. It simply lowered its enormous head, slowly, back toward the water. Its golden eyes found Wolhe one last time. Chapter 7. The Eternal Serpent. They say Cheongsa spoke one last time before it sank beneath Huikdam forever. It did not speak to the crowd. It did not curse them, though it had every right to. It spoke only to Wolhe, and its voice was not angry. It was simply tired. I am not sad that I failed. I am sad that you had to watch. And then the water closed over it. The villagers left. Wolhe stayed until dawn, sitting at the edge of the black pool, calling softly into the water. But the surface never rippled again. They say an Imugi cannot die. Not truly. It simply waits and waits. Until another 1000 years pass, and the sky offers it another chance, and the world has another moment in which everything could go differently. Somewhere, beneath some dark lake, a serpent is still waiting. Still counting the years, still hoping that the next human who sees it will not run. In Korean, there is a phrase for someone who tries endlessly and fails through no fault of their own. People say, don't become an Imugi, but nobody remembers why they say it. If you want to know what happens when an Imugi actually succeeds, that story is even darker. Subscribe, we'll get there.